Hi, I'm Melba Pearson, also known as the Resident Legal Diva, and it is time for another Daily Diddy, bringing you daily trial updates for the P. Diddy trial until we have a verdict. So today is day 3 of Cassie being on the stand, day 4 of trial, and today was very much focused on cross-examination. It hasn't been going so great for the defense. So first off, the prosecution was super concerned that she was going to go into labor like this weekend because she's literally 8.5 months pregnant. And apparently she's been rubbing her stomach a lot during her testimony and all of that. So there was a lot of concern around her health and if she'd be able to continue. The judge is hella mad at the defense because they wanted to do cross-examination basically all the way until Monday. And the judge was like, y'all told me it was going to take a day and a half. Get it done. Move it along. Whoop. So Anna Estevo, who is leading the cross-examination for the defense, seems to have been having some trouble scoring some points in terms of her cross-examination of Cassie. So first off, as she's asking all these questions, the prosecution keeps interrupting with objections, which is legally permissible. That's what's supposed to happen. But it's almost like she can't get into a rhythm because the questions she's asking are drawing objections, and so she's not really able to score points in terms of boxing Cassie in terms of her answers. So that's kind of been tough, and it also makes it harder in terms of telling a cohesive story, because a cross-examination tells a story much the same way a direct examination does, because you're basically pigeonholing the person into answers, and you're also highlighting inconsistencies in what they had said on direct examination or at other points in time. So not so great there. The defense tried to focus on the loving messages between Diddy and Cassie at different points in time in their relationship, as well as some of the really sexually explicit messages between the two of them. The goal was to kind of show hey, things weren't that bad. You guys did get along, right? Which, again, is part of the domestic violence relationship. It's not like just because you're in a domestic violence relationship doesn't mean there's beatings every single day. There's times when there's sweet things that happen and all of that, because again, underneath it all, the victim or the survivor loves the abuser. They didn't start off on day 1 of a date where the abuser is beating them. This happens and develops over time. So that back and forth of those glimpses and moments of sweetness and kindness has the victim thinking, oh my gosh, this is the person I fell in love with, and this is the person I hope to get back. So I don't think the defense scored too many points with that either. Also, the defense did get Cassie to admit that the freak-offs were an integral part of their relationship. And, at some point in times that she seemed to be more agreeable in terms of doing it than others. But again, Cassie kept saying that she went back and forth on doing these freak-offs because she wanted him to trust her, and she wanted to have more of a trusting situation for them to be both sexually free versus, the toxicity that was existing at that time. So again, kind of a weird thing there, but it's also part of the broader dynamic of the relationship, which is complicated. But again, at the end of the day, if she didn't feel comfortable doing it consistently, then you've got an issue. She talked a lot about the jealousy that was very much present in their relationship. So she admitted that she was jealous at different points in time. She also was actually dating someone when she first met Diddy, because remember, when she met Diddy at age 19 and he signed her to Bad Boy, they were platonic at first, and then he made the move on her. So she was dating someone, and the defense tried to make a big deal out of it. Hello, but meanwhile, Diddy was with Kim Porter, the alleged love of his life, the mother of his children. At the same time, he was with Cassie. So again, where is the defense going with this, right? But it was clear infidelity was very much present on both sides of the relationship. And she talked about the whole issue with Kid Cudi and how she had a burner phone while she was dating him. And Diddy found out because she was really concerned about Kid Cudi's safety if Diddy found out, and of course, it was well-founded. When Diddy found out about Kid Cudi, he was hella mad because number one, Kid Cudi was well respected and had a solid stature in the music industry, so he was pissed about that. And when he found out by going through her phone during a freak off. And when Diddy found out, he kicked Cassie and beat her in response. So there you go. So yes, there was infidelity on both sides, but only on one side did it result in intense violence and, folks having black eyes and all of that. And that was Diddy on Cassie. So you've got that aspect. She also talked about the fact that Diddy was a drug addict. He was addicted to cocaine and ecstasy, and that also impacted a lot of his reactions and how he treated her. She talked about how Diddy both built her up and knocked down her confidence, and the text messages showed that as she was going through the cross-examination. Again, classic. This is very much all classic domestic violence. So also she talked about, in terms of the jealousy, how he would call her incessantly. So like if she didn't answer the phone or he didn't know where she was, he was blowing up that phone until she answered and would send security guards, folks to go find her. Again, very controlling. He also suspected she was dating Michael B. Jordan. Now, don't think they actually did date, but he was suspecting that and was freaking out and was trying to make contact with him in terms of, to kind of have a face-to-face, man-to-man, whatever type of deal. So there you have it. So cross-examination is going to wrap up in a bit for today. She's likely going to come back tomorrow for more cross-examination. The judge really wants this done by the end of the week so that she can be off the stand. But we will see what happens. So I'll be back with more updates tomorrow. Take care. Bye.